Hi guys, welcome to Classic Rock and Country Music Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video, whenever you hear the name Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys, most people think genius, right? Musical genius. And with being a genius also comes mental issues. Always seems to come together in some way. Well, this is a video on Brian Wilson and the story about his career and how it was almost destroyed by one doctor. Take a look. Creative genius behind the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson, has long suffered from mental illness. Experienced a nervous breakdown in '64 and resigned from touring, but stuck with the band to mastermind the greatest work, including Pet Sounds and Good Vibrations single. But as his health continued to deteriorate, he drifted apart from the group and became a recluse in the mid-'70s. That was when Brian Wilson first met controversial psychologist Eugene Landy. His first experience with Landy was generally a positive one. After around-the-clock 24-hour therapy treatment, Brian's state seemingly improved. He rejoined the Beach Boys and was a producer of the '76's 15 Big Ones, the first time he had sole production credit on a Beach Boys album since Pet Sounds. Wasn't all plain sailing, and there were the first signs of Landy overstepping. Dr. Landy insisted on supervising group meetings and tried to push his own artistic ideas on the band. Brian and I did that together, Landy claimed of the 15 Big Ones. Right after that, I had to leave the situation. I was interested in making Brian a whole human being, and they were interested in getting another album done in time for '77. Another bone of contention was that Landy's intensive therapy time didn't come cheap. Wilson and Landy parted ways at the end of '76 after the doctor raised his monthly fees to an eye-watering $20,000. That's $100,000 in today's money, folks. '77, Brian revealed his mixed feelings about Landy. Asked if the doctor had too much control over his life, he said, "I thought so. There was nothing I could do about it, and I eventually gave in to it. He definitely helped me. It cost over $100,000. He charged a hell of a lot per month." Wilson seemed to be on the road to recovery, but after being pushed back into doing significant writing and production work with the Beach Boys, including the de facto '77 solo album, The Beach Boys' I Love You, he relapsed. After several years of heavy drug use, Wilson suffered an overdose in '82, prompting his management to push him towards, Eugene Landy. This time, though, Dr. Landy insisted on effectively taking over Brian Wilson's artistic and personal life. Didn't seem too bothered who knew it. Asked in '84 if he contributed to Brian's songs, Landy told California Magazine, "Why not? I influenced all his thinking. All the Beach Boys contribute, and I'm practically a member of the band." When Brian Wilson finally released his self-titled solo debut in '88, Eugene Landy's name was all over it. Landy was given writing credits on 5 songs, including Love and Mercy. His wife Alexandra Morgan on 3. Doctor was also named as executive producer on the album, though all these credits were eventually removed when the album was reissued in 2000. Wilson and Landy also worked on an unreleased follow-up, Sweet Insanity, with only bootlegs emerging from those sessions. It wasn't just about the music either. Landy also exerted his control over who Brian spent time with, including his bandmates and family. Dr. Landy doesn't like me to be in touch with my family too much, Wilson said around that time. He thinks it's unhealthy. Eventually, with all the allegations of misconduct, the state of California Board of Medical Quality revoked Dr. Landy's professional license in '89. One of the reasons cited was Wilson's psychological dependency on Landy, and the doctor eventually admitted wrongfully prescribing drugs to Brian. Wilson, nevertheless, kept on seeing him. In '91, Brian released his first memoir, Wouldn't It Be Nice, My Own Story? But there was an irony to that title. As well as recounting his horrific upbringing at the hands of his abusive father, Murray, the book allegedly had portions ghostwritten by, Dr. Eugene Landy, and gave him an awful lot of credit. The pair eventually parted in '92, the year after Landy was given a restraining order banning him from contacting Wilson. Wilson family had discovered that Brian's will had been changed to make Landy the main beneficiary. Asked in 2015 about his time with Landy, Wilson told CBS that he remembers unhappiness, being tortured, all that stuff. But he also shared more mixed feelings over the years. I don't regret it, he told The Guardian in 2002 of his years with Landy. I love the guy. He saved me. Exercise saved me. There is no drug in the world like it. He pushed me beyond my limits and stopped me from being fearful of the world. 2015, he told the New York Post, I still feel that there was benefit. I tried to overlook the bad stuff and be thankful for what he taught me. Looking back, perhaps the first crack in the relationship between Wilson and Landy was way back in '86 when a car saleswoman, Brian, met Melinda Ledbetter. They struck up a friendship and she reported Landy to the authorities for ethical violations. Nothing came of it at the time. Landy actually ordered Brian to stop seeing her in '89. The couple reconnected and got married in '95, with Ledbetter becoming Wilson's manager in '99. I was in the right place at the right time to help him, she told the Washington Post in 2007. What he's missed out on is environment where he feels safe. He didn't have that before with his family, his old band, his doctor, his first wife. He finally has that. After he lost his license in California, Eugene Landy continued to work in New Mexico and Hawaii until he died in 2006 from pneumonia while suffering from lung cancer. I have a biopic about Wilson and Landy's relationship called Love and Mercy, was released in 2014, starring Paul Dano and John Cusack as Wilson and Paul Giamatti as Dr. Landy. After parting ways with Eugene Landy, Wilson eventually went back in the studio and on the road. 2004, he remade the Lost Beach Boys album Smile. Brian Wilson presents Smile, winning his best review since the 60s. And this year, a new documentary, Brian Wilson, Long Promised Road, has been released, taking an intimate look at Brian's life. What a wild, crazy ride, man. What a wild, crazy ride. Shame nothing could have been done sooner and quicker. That's all I have for you. Hope you like this. Please subscribe if you don't mind. And don't forget to have a great day. And God bless you. And I'll be praying for you.